Bumble, you message them first, right? What would your typical first message be?
Just hi.
So much effort. But would you always get a response?
Most of the time, yeah.
Yeah.
I have too much pride to be on Bumble, okay? Because you're telling me that I not only have to give birth to our potential future children, I have to push a watermelon out of a fucking keyhole, but I also have to message you first? It's not happening.
Is this what you're talking about? 1,500? No, it's not. No. Wait, what's sketchy is that it says 950 are nearby. Like, what's nearby?
Aw shit, here we go again. Jeremy, 35, no information. Nope. Donald, 40. Donald's really close to Ronald, and I can't do it. He's 6'4", though. He's so tall. Oh gosh, I can't do it. I can't do it. Brett, 36. Brett's cute. Oh, and if you don't look nothing like your pictures, you're buying me drinks. I hate when they say that. Sir, you are 5'5". You buy me drinks till you get taller. My rhyme was a drug, I sell it by the gram. Keep my composure when it's time to get loose. Magnetized by the mic while I kick my juice. If there was a problem, yo, I solve it. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it. Ice, ice, baby. I feel like I already sang that for y'all. Have I? I can't remember. There's so many songs. Y'all need to start requesting songs, because I'm running out. Ooh, Matthew, 32, 6'1". Just a soul passing through this plane. I'm all about energy and vibrations. I'm all about good vibrations too, Matthew. I mean, I feel like you kind of bullshitting because you're trying to get to my zodiac heart, but okay, you didn't let me back. Damn. Vincent, 32. I'm not your cowboy, but I could be your huckleberry. Witchy gothic type, step to the front. Oh, that's me. That's me. Witchy gothic. 5'7". That's not me. That's not me. Next, Jacob. I feel like Jacob's short. Yeah.
I have been hardcore vetting guys online, just hitting them with the very hard, tough questions up front.
Hi, I'm Annie. Are you dating with intention? Are you trying to get married and have a family? Can you currently afford a family? Oh, well, hello.
I've been on Bumble for I think a year now, and last month I matched with this guy, and I matched with him when I was on a solo date. Like, I was really enjoying my life, just thanking God, just feeling so grateful for where I am in my life. And I matched with him, and he annoyed the out of me. He kept asking me to call him. Do you know what, like, call to me is, it's so disrespectful, okay? And I've just matched with you. I'm on a solo date, thinking about how lucky I am, and you're gonna tell me to call you at 11 p.m. I was mind blown. I was actually mind blown, and he pissed me off so much that I started crying, and I was like, I'm not even dating, and I'm still crying. Like, I'm not even dating, so like, off. And then I deleted Bumble.
And that's exactly why these dating apps like Bumble are going bankrupt. Because modern women, or women in the feminist West, are too entitled. How hard is it just to call someone real quick to prove you're real? And this is why she's single despite being foreign. She just proved why you can't bring a foreign wife to the West, because they get polluted by feminism. This female who's actually good looking is crying herself to sleep already, and she hasn't hit the wall yet. That's what today's article is about. Modern women's entitlement forcing a feminist dating app to change just to appease them. And it just proves that no matter what you do, modern women will still not be happy. No winning with them. To quote-unquote win them is to win a lifetime of entitlement and complaining. And that's what today's article is about. The title is, Women on Bumble No Longer Have to Make the First Move. And it's written by a feminist writer. No need to go over her info, they're all the same. The subtitle is, As dissatisfaction with online dating grows, the app that put women in control is shifting course. So what's the point of Bumble then? That was the exact reason why Bumble stood out. So women weren't flooded with messages and they can pick and choose who messaged them. But of course it still wasn't good enough for modern women. Like I said, nothing will ever be good enough for these feminists. Before we go on with the video, let me get to the comment of the day real quick. Shout out to Knucklehead, who shared, being a single father wasn't a cakewalk. I didn't complain about it on the internet. Real men have never thought about complaining on the internet. You dropped your crown, King. Thank you for your comment, and so please don't forget to reach out to my email to claim your $5. As always, guys, I'll be picking up one comment from each video. Could be the funniest, could be the most liked, or just one that stuck out to me. So don't forget to leave a comment, and you could be tomorrow's winner. So be sure to hit that like and sub button too, as the support means a ton, y'all. So now let's get right back into the video.
Embrace your masculinity.
Idea was that women message first.
Yeah.
I think they've probably seen some user decline, and now it's basically back to being a default normal dating app where men and women can message first. Basically, it's no longer the onus is on women to message first.
Losing that USP.
It's losing that USP, and I think
Yeah.
there's a value in having constraint. There's a value in building a product that says, like, we don't do this. If you want to do that, go elsewhere.
Yeah.
This is what we do.
Yeah.
And when you kind of lose that constraint and say we're going to be all things to all people, it might look good immediately for like user metrics straight away, but eventually you might optimize yourself into oblivion, because it's like, why am I going to go on Bumble? I might as well just go on Hinge or Tinder, etc., etc. Like,
Continuing. As the sheen on dating apps dulls, more Americans are reporting bad experiences on them. Frustrated by bots, subscription costs, and high effort to reward ratios, Gen Z is fleeing the apps in hope of real-life meet-cutes. Earlier this year, Bustle declared that dating apps are in their flop era. As I've said this many times, you'll get much better results when you meet women in person. An app only has maybe 10% of the single women in your area. And the truth is, attractive quality women don't need apps because they get hit on all the time. And more importantly, they're already in a relationship. Maybe there was a few attractive women when dating online just came out a decade ago, but today, dating apps are for the super HOEs.
I have been on 90 dates with 90 different men in the past year and a half. Now, like, that is a lot of people. And like, kudos to me for finding the time to like actually get that done. Like, I don't know how I did that. I'm giving myself a pat on the back because that took hustle.
That's a date every 5 days from a different man, and she's still single. That's not the flex she really thinks it is. It just says no one wants her, even though she probably went on most of the dates to get the free relationship benefits, like the obvious one of getting a free meal. And that doesn't mean she didn't completely move on to the next man. Women use qualifiers all the time, so you gotta listen carefully. She could have smashed the Chads and Tyrones while she dated the different men, and you wouldn't know that, because she phrased this as going on 90 dates with 90 different men, as if that's the only interaction she's ever had with men in that period of time. She didn't state that the total men she has seen or been with. That's how these deceptive thoughts will always imply they're much purer than they really are. And at the end of the day, you're competing with other men for used up females.
So I re-downloaded Bumble for like the 100th time 2 days ago, and I have a date set up to go play arcade games later tonight, and another guy asked me if I could call him later so we could talk. Now at first I froze because I was like, what am I gonna say? Like, I'm gonna be on a date. But I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna be honest. So I told him, I said, I'm gonna be honest with you, I have a date later, but I can call you when I get home. He said, I don't mind at all. Hell, I'll even pay the tip. Laughed, and then said, I hope he enjoys it because it won't be happening again. The confidence. It's the confidence for me. I saw a girl in here one time with a similar story, and she told the guy that she was talking to that she had gone on another date, and he said, may the best man win. And if this ain't the same energy, like, for 2023, ladies, let the best man win.
Back to the article. Not all the apps are taking this backlash without a fight. On Tuesday, after months of internal shakeups and stock market woes, Bumble took a shot at winning back hearts and minds with a redesign, which includes a break with the app's requirement that women make the first move. It just proves that you give women what they want, and they're still not happy. This app allowed women to match with all the men they wanted so they can get validation and a massive ego boost, without the consequences of getting flooded with messages.
Someone please explain to me why I have over 3,000 people that want to match with me. And nearby, almost 2,000. And I seem to only swipe right on people that are not in the 3,000. How is that possible? How is that happening? someone did actually match with me today, so I did message them. But other than that, like, why do I keep swiping on people that are not in the 3,000? 3,000! And I can't even get the one in there? What?
Continuing. A new feature, which the company has called Opening Moves, allows women to place on their profiles a question like, "What is your dream vacation?" to which men who match can respond. It's just making women's easy mode into baby mode, or whatever is easier than easy mode. Or on top of easy mode, they want cheat codes. You can't make this shit up.
I really wish I could find this TikToker's profile so I could give her credit, but she basically was just like, hey, all you need to say is the guy's name. Like, that's all you need to do in your Bumble conversations. She's not wrong. Not at all.
Continuing. The shift is a major one for Bumble. Until now, a man who matched with a woman on the app had to wait for her to message him. If she did not initiate a conversation, the match would expire after 24 hours. I'm surprised men still use Bumble because it's a drag for men. They match with someone and have to wait 24 hours for a response. Most of the matches are letdowns because they're basically false positives, because the females will message the top men from their matches.
I have a Bumble hack to get men to like you more. And it has nothing to do with your pictures or writing on your profile. So we know that the premise of Bumble is that in order to match, women have to message first, and then men have 24 hours to message them back. Ladies, don't message them. I know what you're thinking. But Annie, if I don't message them within 24 hours, it times out. Let it. Let Bumble time it out. Because men are given an extend option, meaning if you don't message them within 24 hours, they have a few instances where they can extend the match. And you'll know if they do it because their gray ring will turn this blue color. Even without speaking to you, these men suddenly have skin in the game. They had to do a little extra for you. They're already having to work for you a little bit. And in online dating like Bumble, where there's a plethora of options, this is very important, ladies. So yes, you will lose a lot of guys because they aren't going to use their one extend option on you. But the men who do, they're gonna put in that effort for you because you have tricked them into liking you more up front. What do you think of this hack? Let me know.
And paying to extend the window of her messaging you first is just telling her you're a simp or your value is lower. The so-called trick doesn't work on the men they're actually after, because those men have options and all they need to do is just sit back and let the thoughts who are the most interested message first. And if you do actually manage to set up a date, that's not a given. A lot of these females are simply taking the highest bidder, whoever is willing to spend the most money on them.
All right, so I met this girl on Bumble, dating app, whatever. We're hitting it off. We're texting back and forth. Bullshit. Yeah, we should go get some food. She's like, all right, I know the perfect spot. I go here all the time. Boom, let's meet here. I was like, well, I could pick you up. And she said, no, I'm not comfortable with that. I didn't get to meet you yet. I'm just gonna meet you there. I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm thinking it's at 6 o'clock. I'm like, all right, 5:30 hits. I'm like, am I really feeling that? Should I ghost her? Should I not? It's kind of weird. It's awkward. I'm gonna see what happens. You never fucking know, right? I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna ghost her. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna meet up with this girl. She's cute. She's my type. Physically, I don't know how she's gonna be in person, but let's do it anyway. Fuck it, right? So I pull up, I set a reservation, obviously. I'm not a fucking idiot. I made the reservation, 2 for Chris. I pull up, 6 o'clock, right on time. I'm like 5 minutes early. Table for 2 under Chris Hahn. She'll be here soon. She's meeting me here. Waitress, sits me at my table, sitting there. It's like 6:05, 6:10, 6:15, and I'm like, all right, I need to call her. Call her, no answer. Call her again, no fucking answer. Another 5 minutes go by. She texts me and says, sorry. That's it. Just sorry. Yeah. This is why I don't fucking do the dating apps. The story of my life.
Back to the article. Whitney Wolfe Herd founded Bumble in 2014 because of her own personal experiences. She said that the idea was to give women more control. I had a series of bad relationships and I felt I was controlled by a man, she added. Whether it was, don't wear this, or you can't hang out with this person, or you need to be at home at this time. Control about dating is not the same as control in a relationship, because it sounded like she still wanted to act like she was single while she was in a relationship, and purposely conflating the two to fit her narrative as being a victim. Just shows how dishonest these feminists really are. But over the years, Bumble received feedback from women who found that making the first move was a lot of work or a burden, and Miss Wolfe Herd began thinking about how to release the pressure. Opening Moves, she said, is a result of that process, a way to let women maintain control while not feeling the stress of initiating all of the conversations. Like I said, as if dating for women wasn't easy enough. Is just saying hello that freaking hard? Or how is your day going? That complex? Women, can you just admit you hate most men? What you're saying is that you'd rather fill out job applications and cover letters than just message men a one-word message. It just goes to show that modern women think they want the status of men until they get the responsibility. Also, most of these thoughts are extremely delusional about themselves. Like they think they're good at dating or have game, when in reality it's their double D bust or their tight bosom that does all the talking for them. This just proves that the fact that they can't handle rejection like men do or don't have the so-called courage to say hi.
This is one of the greatest news stories I've ever read. Bumble is getting rid of the one thing that justifies its entire existence. That's right, men can now DM first. And this line right here is poetry in motion. It is beauty at its finest. Bumble received feedback from women who found that making the first move was a lot of work or a burden. Fellas, I have no words. I have no words. I do have some words, but I, metaphorically speaking, have no words. It's so precious. Yeah, is making the first move kind of difficult? Huh. A burden? God, please, everyone, hold in your prayers the woman who survived saying hi on Bumble first. Oh man, their brave sacrifice will not be forgotten.
Even the below average women can get dates with decent looking men. That's how easy life is for women in the feminist West.
I'm going to meet the guy I met on Bumble for the first time in person. He's really cute, and I fell for him fast. We've been texting all day, every day since we met. I'm so nervous. What if he doesn't like me after today? Stress. What if he thinks I'm too big? Or too ugly? Alright, well. Here goes nothing.
I'm sure it received feedback from men, but who cares about how men feel? They're just there to boost most women's egos. Matter of fact, it has come out that the major dating apps purposefully try to extract as much money from men as possible. I'm honestly surprised there hasn't been any lawsuits about this. The update arrives after a turbulent period at the company. In November, Ms. Wolfhard announced that she would leave her post as chief executive. Lydian Jones, previously chief executive of Slack, took over the leadership reins in January. The following month, Bumble announced that it would cut 350 jobs, about 1/3 of its workforce. Since Bumble's initial public offering in 2021, the company's stock price has dropped 86%. Bumble isn't alone in this decline. Match Group's stock price has also suffered in the same time period. It's no surprising that all dating apps are tanking, because let's be real, males join the apps to get laid, while females join the apps to get a relationship or just relationship benefits.
This is for the advertising and marketing director over at Bumble, the dating app. If you're not that, you can keep scrolling. Bumble, count your days. You really have billboards all over the city talking about a vow of celibacy is not the answer. So what is the answer? Giving it up to raggedy, undeserving men? At 2 Bumble? We've already been bombarded with people saying there's a male loneliness epidemic. They're tired of waiting on you to heal. They're going to start putting their hands on you because they're getting frustrated. So now we have all of this pressure from the news media, from society, from the patriarchy, from every direction telling us, just give it up, stop fighting, give the men what they want. And y'all are doing it too? At 2 Bumble? Y'all are just as raggedy as the men you're trying to shove down these women's throats. You got men on here talking about ladies, some of y'all are going to have to settle. No. For the men out there who refuse to get their lives together to make themselves worthy catches for these women, but still want you to settle for them, no. To Bumble, trying to guilt trip and manipulate women into settle for these raggedy men, no. Y'all make that bear look better and better every day. For y'all to be an app that's all about women making the first move, and now you're telling the women what move to make? Who came up with this idea? Who greenlit this campaign? I bet it was a man.
But eventually, after years of getting no or very little results, men finally give up. There are even thoughts who aren't there for dating, but their own entertainment.
There's nothing more fun than just messing with people on a dating site.
So most men, after realizing that they were being used for free food when they actually got dates, and somewhat the same thing for these females, after getting used by Chad and Tyrone, there's no more men for them.
Okay, let's talk about this Bumble ad. So Bumble just released this billboard in LA that says, you know full well a vow of celibacy is not the answer. Bumble, you know full well women are your product and women are understanding their worth and getting off of dating apps and becoming celibate, therefore you're losing money. Not to mention, Bumble puts men in their princess treatment. Bumble puts men in their feminine receiving energy. I stopped using Bumble a long time ago for this reason. I turned 21 in 2019, which I feel like was the peak of dating apps, and it also was the peak of what I call the Call Her Daddy era. You guys remember when the Call Her Daddy podcast first came out? I remember that podcast really changed my perspective, and it was kind of spreading this message like girls can go out and date around and like hook up and get theirs just as much as a guy can. I was living in San Diego at the time, and a lot of the people, the girls that I was around, subscribed to this kind of mindset of like, yeah, I can go around, I can hook up, I can get mine. Until they realize as women that like men definitely benefit from that a lot more than women do, and you feel kind of like lifeless and used afterwards, and you kind of just have to learn that through your own experience. My thoughts on it is like, why would I want to like go and hook up and like do something super intimate with someone that I literally don't know and don't care about, and they also don't care about me, so it's just overall not going to be a great experience. So I feel like this was the peak time for dating apps. Like I feel like this was a time where dating apps were still kind of new, like there were a bunch of stuff coming out, like Bumble came out, Hinge came out, like Tinder was obviously one of the first ones, but all the single young girlies were using dating apps, going out on dates and stuff like that. But it took us all as a collective a lot of time to realize that this really doesn't benefit us that much, first of all. Second of all, we are put in countless amounts of dangerous situations. I one time went on a Bumble date with a guy that I literally thought was going to beat my ass. Like he was in the car and hitting his steering wheel and screaming at me like our second time hanging out, because I told him I don't want to listen to how much money he has and I want to talk about something that actually has substance. Anyways, I feel like as a collective, women are sick and tired of, first of all, putting in energy in dating apps. Like, men are in their receiving era, princess treatment energy, like, especially with Bumble, where girls make the first move. Guys are like, okay, what else do you got? What else do you got? What else are you gonna prove to me? Like, what happened to a man courting a woman? Like, I understand making the first move, but it's almost like these guys don't respect women and, like, don't value women because they have girls just like making the first move on them. I feel like all dating apps make people feel disposable, but I feel like Bumble's, especially men, feel like women are disposable on Bumble. The majority of women I know in today's day and age do not partake in hookup culture and don't even try to go out on dates anymore. Where back in the day, back in 2019, everyone was on dating apps, everyone was going out on dates, because we realized it's genuinely not worth it for us anymore. It's genuinely not. It's not worth putting ourselves in possible danger. It's not worth being disrespected. And in my experience on dating apps, 9 times out of 10, the person's a freaking weirdo. But yeah, this is wild to me because, like, in some states we're losing our reproductive rights. There are countless amounts of stories of men putting women in very dangerous situations from dating apps. And a lot of us just don't want to subscribe to it anymore. We don't want to, like, deal with it anymore. And these dating apps are losing money. They're losing money big time, especially dating apps like Bumble that put men in their princess treatment, that put men in their, why do I have to message you first? You should message me first. You should ask me on a date. You should do this. Like, if that's your vibe, that's cool. That's not my vibe, and that's not my friend's vibes. But yeah, this just shows that they're like scrambling because women are the product. Women are what they're marketing to the men. And a lot of dating apps are making women pay now. Like before it was like, oh, men like pay so you can talk to more girls. Now it's like, women, we're putting you in different tiers and we're not showing you the super handsome guys because you need to pay to be in a different tier. Hell no. I was done with you before this. I'm especially done with you now. But yeah, this is just wild to me. I was a Bumble hater before and I'm a Bumble hater now. This ad is so ridiculous.
There are currently so many dating apps, Catherine D. Caduto, an assistant professor of media science at Boston University, said. The feeling, she said, among people with whom she has spoken in her research is, which of these apps can fulfill what users are looking for? Maybe none of them. A female with a BS made-up major, no surprise there. And I'm guessing she's asked women if any of these dating apps can help them find the man they want, and of course they said no. Continuing. Ms. Jones countered that millions of people around the world continue to rely on dating apps. In 2023, Bumble had 42 million active monthly users across its brands. Half of US adults under 30 have tried out a dating app or website, according to Pew, but those users are rarely impressed by what they find. An Axios/Generation Lab survey of nearly 1,000 college and graduate students found that most of the respondents rarely opened their dating apps. I could see people joining again once in a while to see if anything has changed. Then they find out it's the same entitled 304s and they're still not getting any likes, so they quit again. Continuing. In recent years, competitors have also been turning up the heat on mainstream players like Bumble. A crop of new apps use machine learning to help people start and continue conversations with potential dates. At least one dating app goes even further, promising to conduct initial conversations on behalf of its users via chatbots. These Silicon Valley tech people think tech can solve anything. It's honestly annoying to see them try to fit the square peg of tech into every round hole. These buzzwords like AI are also to get more investors' money with the so-called wonder solution. It's no different losing armies putting their hopes and faith into wonder weapons. All this is, in my view, is a stock Ponzi scheme to sucker more investors into investing in the dating app so the initial investors can sell their stock. Despite Bumble making $100 million per year, it still doesn't generate a profit. It's still in the red, and it has been for years, maybe since its inception 10 years ago. Continuing. Bumble and Tinder have also used machine learning for years, particularly in their matching algorithms. And along with opening moves, Bumble is introducing other features this week that will inform its algorithm. Users can now add 2 dating intentions like intimacy, without commitment, and ethical non-monogamy to their profiles. They can also input character traits that they prioritize, such as loyalty or sarcasm, and add causes that they support, like Black Lives Matter or feminism, to help the app find potential matches. This is all BS in my view. It's not that complex to connect someone who checked off feminist boxes with another person who did the same. The issue is, the reason why it's not working is because most males who advocate for a feminist, as in they're self-described feminists, do it because they're not attractive and they're trying to appease women. Also, these feminists claim they want an emotional male who's for ending babies' lives, or a man who's in touch with his feminine side, yet they either ignore him because he's a turnoff or cheat on him with the toxic alphas. Continuing. Miss Wolfhard said that she envisioned a tool in which AI functions as something of a personal assistant. Your AI bot goes out, interfaces with thousands of profiles, comes back with 30 that it thinks are right for you, she said. Then, she added, the bot could hold basic conversations on your behalf and could filter out responses that are rude or not aligned with your values. Just more easy mode. Honestly, what these females want are the Chads and Tyrones handed to them on a silver platter. They only want these top 10% men who have all the options in the world. This is why most modern women knowingly and unknowingly share these top men.
I unknowingly dated a married guy for 6 weeks, and here's how I found out. But we started dating on Bumble. I found him. He seemed like a cool guy. He plans a date. Everything he plans is super fun. We go to Topgolf, we go to drinks, and we go about on 1 date a week, and it's usually in the beginning of the week, like Monday, Tuesday. Things start going really well. We have a lot of the same interests. We have a lot of the same hobbies, but he always comes to my house and never allows me to go to his house. I start to notice that he has dog hair on his clothes, even though he's repeatedly said that he does not have a dog. So finally, I decide to tell my parents that I'm seeing someone and I really like him, but I can't find any red flags about him. My mom, in typical mom fashion, decides to run a background check on him. I don't know what made her decide to do this. Calls me in the middle of the night, like, Mom, I'm sleeping. Just like, I don't care, I need to talk to you. The next morning, she calls me with his wedding website in hand. So what did I do? I found his wife on Instagram.
Back to the article. In contrast, however, some online dating companies are fighting app fatigue by trying to get people off their phones through dinners with strangers, connections forged over favorite local spots, and chaotic singles parties where guests bring a match from Tinder as a +1. Unless if the women are paying. Most guys would rather stay home and save their money. Only the attractive people are having these hipster single party meetings, or other women. These apps funnel most women to the top most liked men.
Had a date planned with this guy I matched with on Bumble. He then texted me almost an hour before the date and said he got into a car accident. Even sent me the picture. And then I found this. TikTok. I need your help. I caught him in the act. What should I do next?
Continuing. People are craving the sense of a spontaneous connection, Miss Wolfhard said, But she doesn't see this desire as the end of dating apps, she said. The reality is, technology is just too good and it's too convenient and it's too helpful. No. People are craving a real, genuine connection. As in, the men want a real relationship with a woman that actually likes them. Not this hipster, carefree BS connection which only exists for the top 10% males. Tech has just allowed modern women to streamline their deceptive-thought bedwench lifestyles. They even can line up free meal dates and call foodies every day of the week and no one would know.
This TikToker apparently went on 6 dates a week and didn't have to buy groceries for 2 years. Now, I ain't saying she's a food digger, but she ain't messing with no broke eaters. Yo, I think this is actually genius. And I think a lot of people were giving her flack for this and saying that she was kind of a bad person. But honestly, I think she's low-key a genius, right? Like, yo, inflation is sky high right now, okay? Like, you gotta do what you gotta do, especially when jobs are not paying you what we are owed. Like, they're sitting there trying to pay you minimum wage and people are having to work 1, 2, 3 jobs just to survive. Okay, so going out on a couple of dates and getting a couple of free meals, I mean, what's wrong with that? Unfortunately, she admitted that she didn't really do this. She was actually joking about the whole thing, which kind of makes me sad. I wish she really had done that, right? Like, I feel like girl power, okay? Like, come on. I mean, I wish I could do it. You know, if I was really pretty and skinny and stuff, you know, I would. I would totally do it, you know? I mean, you got to do what you got to do, right? That's all I got to say. Well, let me know your opinions in the comments.
And now, all of that deception has come to a stop. Like I said, you can fool men some of the time, but you can't fool men all the time. This is the consequences of using men. Men as a collective realize that they're better off not feeding into the delusion by going their own way. This is the MGTOW reality. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you'll get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.